This video is for anyone who has ever felt like they cannot stop messing up, or anyone who feels guilty, ashamed, or inadequate because of something that they've done, something that has been done to them, or something that they just simply cannot break free from. Over this summer, I released a few videos in a series that I called The Light Challenge, where I talked about overcoming something that was the source of a lot of darkness in my life. It's a problem that most are ashamed to talk about because it often makes people feel very uncomfortable. And for a while, I was too, even after it was no longer a problem for me. However, darkness can only continue to exist until you shine your light into it. This darkness needs to be exposed, so I'm gonna shine my light into it by talking about it openly. At the end of 2016, I was totally freed from my addiction to pornography and masturbation. Recently, the fact that I was coming up on a year without messing up was, in my mind, a huge milestone, but it became a stumbling block. I began to ask myself questions like, what if I mess up again? Would that mean that I'm no longer free? Would it mean that I was never really free in the first place? Doubt began to creep in. That doubt opened up little chinks in my armor, so to speak, that made just enough room for the fear of falling again to creep through. Those doubts and fears slowly became lies that I believed, and temptation became greater until my worst fear came true. I messed up again. But despite knowing that I was totally wrong, this time I didn't feel guilty about it. In the moment right after, I had this fresh revelation that came out of nowhere. God put this one single verse on my heart that totally changed my perspective and eradicated every single doubt, fear, and lie that I had believed and had allowed to creep into my life. He who the Son sets free is free indeed. I had thought of being able to go a full year without messing up as being the ultimate verification for my freedom. When someone is released from prison, they don't know they're free based on how many days they've been released from prison. They know they're free because they were released from prison. They are no longer locked up, and that is it. I would still be trapped in that jail cell if Jesus had not decided to come over and break the lock on the door. Our freedom is not based on how many days we have been free, but simply on the fact that he freed us. But sometimes we let the devil trick us into thinking that we are still locked up. Is the door really broken? Or is it still locked? You don't actually want to take the risk of checking the door, do you? Setting off an alarm? Aren't you comfortable in here anyway? Pondering on questions like these slowly leads us away from the truth until we are spiritually weak enough to believe made up answers that are nothing but lies. Believe me, I had honestly hoped that I would never have to see myself sitting here making this video on this topic. But now I see that God is using my fall to benefit you and glorify him. So if you get nothing out of anything else I have said in this video, I want you so badly to please understand this. What you are struggling with, what you have done, and what has been done to you does not define you. When we know the truth, then we don't believe the lies that we are told. But if we don't know the truth or even doubt it, then we will fall for anything. So let me tell you the truth. Your freedom from any addiction, bondage, stronghold, curse, spiritual oppression, shame, abuse, lie that you've been told, anything you've done, anything that has been done to you, or anything that has happened to you in your past, your freedom from those things is not validated based on anything that you have done or accomplished in your own power. Jesus is the only one who can set you free from whatever is going on in your life. If he has already set you free, then you are free and there is nothing you can do to change that. The lock on the door of your jail cell has already been broken beyond repair. You just have to believe that it is. And once you do, it's your job to get up, walk out, and never turn back. So I want to tell you that even though we cannot do anything to receive his grace, Jesus will freely give it to you if you just ask him to. So receive it, believe it, and begin to walk in the freedom that has been given to you and is already yours. My name's Chaz Smith, and thanks for watching.